we find the beauty in imperfection. A lot of this house is not perfect, but we love it the way it is.
Yeah. Like when we order Grab, a lot of them, when we open the door, like, oh, boleh cari pintu depan. Because sometimes at the comment there, we say, oh, just leave the item at the table in the main door. That's why they always call us, and when we open, like, oh, they were surprised to see like there's a garden inside it.
This young couple returned to Malaysia after 7 years working in Australia and Scotland, started their lives in a 1,000 square feet apartment, and in 1.5 years, their family grew and they realized they needed a bigger space. After looking through the familiar grounds that they were already adapted to, this property revealed itself. My name is Alex Lee, and today's episode on Design Scene, we will be revealing a transformation of a 2-story terrace house that initially looks like this, and with the influential impact of design and architecture, the transformation turned out like this.
Hi, I'm Winston. I'm the co-designer of the house.
We're husband and wife. We started Paperspace together. Of course, any architect or designer always have a dream to design their own house. And so we've been very fortunate to be able to do it. So we actually had the apartment we bought way before.
We name our projects with a pet name. So that was Cabin, and this is Cabin 2.0/Kami.
Kami in Malay means us, and Winston and Amy named this project after the idea of building a house for themselves, and named it A House for Us. And that's where the name Kami came from.
We live in KL. It's like a very busy city, so obviously we always want to get away. So obviously there's a little irony that living in a farmhouse in the city.
The first impression you get when you arrive at the house is this dark exterior, and when you enter through the secret door, you are immediately greeted with a bright courtyard. So this gives a contrasting visual experience between the exterior and interior architecture of the house.
Unlike most homeowners who would opt for rectangular and symmetrical layouts, Winston and Amy, the proud homeowners and also designers of the Kami house, were captivated by this property because of its non-conventional land size.
So obviously we drove around when we were looking for the house. And funnily enough, this is actually the first house we drove by. It was an abandoned house. It's almost like 20 over years, and we immediately saw potential because it's a very unique lot. It's called an end lot in Malaysia, so there's a little garden and placing a little pedestrian path next to us. So we find it very private.
Because the lot is triangular, that's why it gave us the potential to extend.
The clever space planning that the designers did to the existing floor plans was simple yet impactful. Reorientating the staircase to allow for a more spacious living area and bringing down most of the walls to achieve an open floor plan that now enjoys the view of the side courtyard.
Basically, the structure of the house is the old structure. And that's always the challenge with designing a terrace house. That's what makes it interesting as well, because you work around the structure and then it comes up with something unique.
The unique aspect of the home office is the corner sliding doors, which open up completely and converts the office into an outdoor pavilion-like space.
So we always work from home. As you know, designers, architects, we are kind of workaholic in some ways. So we work a lot and we want to spend time with our family as well. So it makes sense for us to have a home office that is sort of like an annex to the existing house. And that way we can have the clients walk through the courtyard before coming into the home office itself, without actually interrupting the private lifestyle.
That's another factor that made us choose this house, because the lot, how it is, it allowed us to plan the house such that the home office is split.
Attached to their home, but yet segregated away from invading their privacy of their home. Leaving sufficient setback based on the authorities' guideline, a large garden of landscape cocoons the home office, keeping the vibe in the office often refreshing and energizing. The most interesting change they did to this floor plan is to transform this irregular shaped garden into a side courtyard that is now the central highlight of the property. Hidden behind a high textured walled entrance, once the door opens, it gives you an impression as though you have teleported to a different country.
I think it's a lot inspired by tropical architecture, like example Joffibawa, Sri Lanka. You always come to a house where you have high walls, it's very private. And then when you walk in, you always come to a little courtyard, where it serves like a barrier as well. So in case of any break-in, you don't come into the house as well, exactly.
Inspired by many tropical resorts, we transformed the garden into an internal courtyard, which provides a safe haven for our kids to play in.
As you enter the premises, a commodious courtyard with large landscape greets your arrival. A stretch of chengao wood fencing with lighting keeps the courtyard private and enclosed.
So I think on the outer side, we want something that's easy to maintain as well. So if you see there's a lot of natural stones, even the car porch is granite stones. And we want something that's easy to maintain, so we decided to go with a dry garden, a cactus garden. We only need to water it maybe once every 4 or 5 days. And then we want something totally different out there. Obviously cactus, we have kids, we don't want the kids to be touching the cactus or that. So for the internal garden, we want something very brief. Something that is very comfortable for them to step on. Because the rain in Malaysia is pretty crazy. So when the rain falls, there's always a little area where the rain falls, the plants will not survive there. It's always dead. So we actually provide this barrier where there's actually drainage running below the little stones. So first of all, we get to prevent dead spots. Secondly, we actually mask the drainage with a ridger as well. So it's like a 2 birds with 1 stone thing.
We didn't want to have the main door to be so conspicuous. So that's why we planned it such that this main door would be hidden.
I think security is very important as well. So there are just a number of security measures that we do. We don't have an auto gate. The reason why is we are socially conscious of having a gate outside for a car. It actually contributes to congestion outside, because then your guests will have to park outside. So whereas by taking it off, you have a natural tandem parking. We actually allow up to 5 parkings without blocking the outside as well. But the way we design like a hidden main door sort of supplements with the loss of the auto gate. From the upstairs, when you walk up, there's actually a natural barn door as well that we use as a night security door.
So these are the other measures we took to compensate for not having grills.
For those of you who are new to our channel, here's a quick flashback of the terrace transformation projects we have featured in our channel in the past. It still gives me the thrill of excitement every single time I glimpse through that playlist of our previous features. So zoom into those compelling episodes in our channel by slamming on that subscribe button and keep that notification bell on to be in the loop of more of our compelling episodes. We have started our membership account. Please join our membership program with a minimum amount starting from $2.50 per month by clicking on that join button. This would allow us to expand our team and create more contents and bring our channel to a whole new level.
family actually is a bit more playful in terms of designing.
There's still a little boy inside every man, right? I believe. Like example, the mailbox, I want to do something funky, something fun that reflects the house. So that's one of the playful elements.
We like to play with geometry and patterns, like what we did with the triangular staircase handrail brackets, which is not common, but is consistent with the architecture.
The Kami house is an evolved interpretation of modern farmhouse that fits to our tropical climate.
I guess you can say that this entire architecture is very much a modernized rumah kampung. So literally the planning is very straightforward. We kept it very practical. We just express it in a more playful and funky way.
Yeah, like the round window really gave a better touch to the facade.
And we try to incorporate a lot of recycled materials like train tracks wood. We call it sleeper wood. If you look at the home office itself, none of the furniture there are like installed with nuts or screws. Everything is literally gravity. Everything has to be carved out in precision so that everything just slots in.
Yeah, I would say that was the most tough designed element in the house.
Something that has been abandoned and then brought back to life. It's very poetic, but at the same time, it's just very satisfying to go through it all.
My favorite space in this project has to be the kitchen. To not only allow natural lighting to come from the side of the home, the kitchen was designed to have an interesting skylight feature. Paired with a tranquil view of a private garden at the rear, the kitchen area feels lively at all times. Complementing the rustic design concept of a modern farmhouse, the black and white mosaic flooring creates an engrossing vibe that is also very practical to avoid slippery floorings for a kitchen. For a house with 3 children, I have to say this house is extremely organized. Behind every cabinet or door, things are organized in an absolutely orderly fashion.
The windows along the side with the groove lines on the facade. First of all, we want to have the groove line spaced nicely throughout the whole elevation, and then wanted to plan such that the windows are sized that it lines out with the grooves. Such small detail, some people think like nobody's gonna notice, but it really does make a difference when you look from outside.
Most laundry areas are designed to be at the rear bottom of the house. Why is that? Why can't we have laundry rooms on the upper levels where our laundry need not to be carried up and down? In the Kami house, the laundry area is designed to be at the upper level and a skylight just above it. As a matter of fact, the entire first floor is designed with a stretch of skylight that spans across the entire room, from above the master bathtub, going across the stairwell, and all the way to above the laundry area. That explains why the entire house doesn't require artificial lighting during the day at all.
The same with the skylight at the kitchen. Like you will notice that the skylight actually overhangs from the window. It doesn't look as neat as having a frameless corner, but it's more practical. A lot of things actually practicality will trump aesthetic.
So the way we do our plan, it just invites in a lot of natural ventilation, a lot of natural lighting. We don't get much sunlight on this side of the house. That's why we place all our windows here.
For upstairs, we use top-hung windows because one, we rarely open the windows to its maximum angle anyway. And secondly, it frames the greenery nicely because it has minimal frames. As for downstairs, we internalize the side garden into a courtyard. So then the large sliding doors make sense because they allow us to extend our living space, both visually and physically, while maintaining privacy.
Most would often think that a bathroom in a terrace house could only forcefully fit a small bathtub. But look at this transformation. This is only possible because of open concept bathroom. The master bedroom has an impressive view of the bathtub and a functional and large counter that functions as a dressing table and storage cabinet.
I like to be able to easily have the flexibility to easily use the basin when someone's in the shower.
Even the shower and the WC is even separated now, so we don't have to fight over who's using the toilet. And everything just feels more spacious and bright, and we actually added a skylight directly above the bathtub as well, just to give you a very nice lighting and a feature.
Other than the master bathroom that's imposing, the other bathrooms in the house has their own uniqueness too.
The upstairs bathroom, especially for the kids, we want something that's a bit bright and a bit more playful. So we went with the herringbone mosaics as well, which sort of has a connection to the herringbone timber floor as well.
Like you said, the kids' bathroom, yes, wanted it to be more playful, but also wanted it to be classic with neutral colors, so it's a dark brown. Yeah, not too childish, because we know they're going to grow older, right? The rooms as well, we didn't bother designing or having any built-ins in the rooms because we want them to be able to design the rooms themselves when they're old enough.
Whereas for downstairs, we know it's for guests. Obviously, we wanted to be even more funky because this is where all the guests will use the toilets. So we have this green and beige sort of house. And then we have this very cute door that reflects the architecture as well. I mean, in a way, this house embodies our entire life's work. Literally, what we did for every client that we had. It's literally everything is a learning process, and it makes us who we are today. So that's why we just love every second of it here.
Because we're always designing for clients, right? There are some things that we have in mind we want to explore, but not everyone will be willing to try that. That's the fun of being able to design your house as well. As architects can try this ourselves.
Malaysia is a country that is heavily exposed to extreme rain and strong winds and sunny weather throughout the year. Leaves blocking the drains and water gutters would result to significant water leakages due to our country's cloudbursts. This project is an interesting example of innovative ways to improve modern architecture adapting to our tropical climate. Are you facing similar issues with your current home? Share the challenges you're facing with your current home in the comments column below, and we will try to see how we could craft a video to assist in overcoming your problems with design. My name is Alex Lee, and I am from Design Seeds. If you enjoyed today's episode and have not subscribed to us yet, please do it now and support us in our journey in creating more astonishing design episodes. If you would like to support us with extra monetary support, please join our membership program with a minimum amount of starting from $2.50 per month by clicking on the join button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week.